It's time to check your money with America's money maven, Vicki Brackens. Vicki Brackens is the president of Brackens Financial Solutions Network, LLC, and a registered representative of LPL Financial, member SIPC. This is something I have not said in a while. Vicki, welcome back.
George, it's very nice to hear you say that again. It does feel like forever, although it was only what I would consider to be a few weeks in a summer vacation. But it's nice to hear you say that again also.
Yes, it was great. It was always good to hear from you and see you. So what you been up to?
Well, as I said a little bit, I took a little bit of time off for the summer. Went down to, I wouldn't call it hot Atlanta, but went down to scorching Dallas, Texas. Okay, for a minute to celebrate with the Berry family and the wedding for her son, for
Oh,
Dr. Berry
okay.
there, and
Yes,
that
yes.
was fantastic. Okay, congratulations to the new Michael Weeks family and Courtney and Michael Weeks, and spent a lot of time here in the city, enjoying beautiful, beautiful weather when it stopped raining. Okay, and then also made sure that we had some time to just relax and rejuvenate. So that was my summer. And how about you, George?
Yeah, my summer was also pretty good. I got to see my son. As you know, Vicky, he lives in Los Angeles, so got a chance to visit him. And as part of a conference I attended, I was also in San Francisco, and so I had a chance to do that. And then after that, I actually did go on vacation.
Okay.
And
So before I forget, I want to make sure that we say congratulations to Eli Smith and the full team there for My Dream Summit. They had the My Dream Summit gala last night. The lineup of presenters and panelists, including yourself, was amazing on Friday, and then we had the gala on Sunday. And this is now the second year of that event, and each year I think we see a greater and greater number of individuals who are taking advantage of the information that's there. So I want to encourage everyone who was there that there were many action steps given to you. I know in my panel, we gave you a lot of action steps, and I want to be sure that you follow those action steps because it's putting the information to work that's going to change your trajectory as far as your financial well-being.
Well, and you're absolutely right. And I think the more events that we have to showcase the talent and diversity within our community and beyond, because we also brought in some pretty heavy hitters for they brought in some.
We can say we. It's our thing.
By we being the collective we, all right, as community,
right.
We had some heavy hitters in town, and I think it's just reaffirming to see our community really also begin to shift in generation, right? Because
yes,
you and I are of a different generation, Vicki.
Oh Lord, George.
Right. Listen,
right. We are of a different generation, and it is high time for the next generation to step into their own light.
Yes.
Okay, we're not fading away, but we're definitely making sure that they step into their own light and take the reins and pass the torch going forward. Now, you said that you were in San Francisco, so you were going to help me segue into a conversation that we are going to have more of today. Did you notice something as you were driving your car over the summer and in San Francisco? What did you notice when you were driving that rental vehicle around?
Where do I begin? I mean, well,
what was one of the big things when you got ready to get out and pump? Did you notice?
I was gonna say, well, in California particularly, it's the gas is crazy. It's high. It's much higher. It's very interesting because they're closer to, I assume they're closer to where the oil is, but it's much higher. It's at least average $1 to $1.50, some places $2, even $3. Yes, more per gallon. And I was in parts of LA. It was nothing to see $7, 6 and change per gallon, right?
per gallon, right?
And let me tell you, I was looking around for my bargains, and guess what my bargain was?
$5.
No, I got 454. So that wasn't
Okay.
too but that was the lowest low that I could find out there. So yeah, it was
Mhm.
tough.
Okay. Well, my point is that over the summer, uh, gas prices started to tick up again. And when we started looking at some of the things that had happened concerning inflation, which we've been talking about now for the entire year, we had started to believe that the inflationary numbers were going to cool down and that things were more on the downward slope versus the upward slope. But with the increase in pricing in gas, and gasoline filters through, you think about it in your car, but actually it filters through several segments in the economy, that when we have increases in energy prices, we'll say that in a general category, it causes inflation across the board in many different categories. So this week we received the new inflation numbers, and they were hot. They were hot. They were up more than anticipated, which usually, well, we can see a pattern now, which means that if when the Federal Reserve has their announcement and has their meeting next week, we will expect it, at least at this point, that we are probably headed for another interest rate hike.
Mm.
That is not great news.
No.
That is not great news as far as another interest rate hike, because another interest rate hike means that credit card bills are going to start to go up again. It means that but the pricing as far as all types of areas, especially around the energy pricing, is going to force their hand, I do believe, into at least a quarter point, maybe more, hike coming up very soon. So just as I was leaving,
Yeah.
I said, prepare your budgets, right?
You did say that.
Okay, and make sure that you have put some things in the storehouse, because we were not out of the woods yet, even though there was a lot of little dancing around and people get starting to feel more comfortable. Well, I'm going to tell you this again. You need to prepare your budgets, and not only prepare your budgets, but start cutting back. Okay, because saving extra cash to account for the increase in pricing that is probably ahead of us is going to be extremely important.
Have you been to the store lately?
Oh, George.
Okay, so it's already ahead of us.
Yes, okay. It was already there, and I expect a little bit more.
Mm.
Now, on top of that, and that's the big part of our conversation today, what month is right around the corner?
October.
October. And what was supposed to happen in October? It was one of the last conversations I had before I left. What was it?
October 1st, the student loan repayments are to begin after a 3-year pause.
After the student loan, the actual stroke in the check, because you should have received by now, this week, starting this week, you should have received your actual new bills showing what your payment is going to be. But the stroking of the checks start in October. Adjustments in the budget you cannot delay anymore. Now, you could be one of the fortunate ones that you had a lot of surplus built into your budget because you really never took advantage, meaning you didn't start to spend that extra money that was there because you did not have a student loan payment. But in most cases, from the survey information that we've seen, most individuals actually took that money, that surplus that they had, and added it to their expenses as far as the types of things that they were purchasing or experiences that they were having. And you can think about all summer long, all we heard was how many people are on the road, how many people are going through experiences into Europe and to Asia, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Vicki, like we were unleashed, many of us, for this summer.
Right. Okay. And so that I'm glad that's out of your system, because that new expense that's coming into your budget around the student loan repayment will be at your door. It's knocking at your door right now, and you're going to have to address it within the next probably 15 to 20 days. If you haven't planned, don't delay. because I don't want to see, what I hope we won't see, is that in order to cover that debt, you're moving other expenses out to your credit cards.
Right.
Because if that's happening, and I just talked about the fact that interest rates are going up, the cost of carrying the debt will explode. And then you will have issues that we have to look at how we're going to recover over a long period of time. Well, George, I think that's enough good news. I think that's enough good news for tonight and for this day. We want to make sure that, okay, everyone, if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at area code 315-930-4499. I've been gone so long, I forgot to say, like, share, and subscribe.
Okay.
Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe.
Well, they could just share and subscribe too, right?
Yeah, they can just share and subscribe too.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, but most of all, take action.
Yeah.
On the things that we have been discussing, because action is the order of the day. At this point in time, George, I'll say our plate is absolutely full.
All right, Vicki Brackens is the president of Brackens Financial Solutions Network, LLC, and a registered representative of LPL Financial, member SIPC. She is America's money maven.